Okay, everybody, welcome to Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs. It's time to talk about Missouri and their big homecoming win over the South Carolina Gamecocks. First, please, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, get the notifications when we post more videos. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on X. All right. This game is, to me, complete domination. 34-12 for homecoming, moving to 7-1. And it's all about the first half, in my opinion. So, all right, Missouri went 3-and-out first drive. Carolina moved the ball their first drive. After that, it was almost perfect. Missouri got points on every drive after that in the first half. Carolina did absolutely nothing. Yeah, they got the field goal right at the very end of the half. All right, fine. 24-3, and it was dominant. Absolutely dominant. The only thing you can really point to that you want to see better is the fact that Missouri had a couple of times where they committed a third down penalty and gave Carolina a conversion, specifically hands in the helmet area of the quarterback. There was a third down penalty. Let's see, it was a face mask, and it was an easy call. That was would have ended the drive, but instead, automatic first down. Same thing. Illegal hands to the face of the quarterback. Kind of one of those newer type rules meant to protect the quarterback and so forth. Wasn't a face mask, but hands just hitting right in the helmet face mask area. Not allowed anymore. So that's something where South Carolina, they were not able to make Missouri pay. Looking at the rest of the schedule, those types of mistakes. Georgia, yeah, you assume they can. Tennessee, Florida, yeah, they may well be able to. Arkansas, well, they're Arkansas. Yeah. It's something that you want to see cleaned up, right? Now, when you look at the second half, it's a Missouri team that just did not have the intensity. They went in the locker room at halftime. They boat raced South Carolina for basically the entire first half. Yeah, they knew this. All right, we're winning this game. So they just didn't have the intensity, and it's hard to fault college kids. That's just kind of how it is. So credit Carolina for trying to mount a comeback, but at the end of the day, they got some field goals, but the defense did not give up a touchdown, less than 300 yards of total offense allowed. And Missouri, after the third quarter, they just kind of said, all right, let's just kind of get this thing over with. Get this game over, everybody healthy, get out of here. And that's why the score and the statistics are not any more lopsided than it was. There's some funny things when you look at the stats. Now, because of this, Brady Cook only attempted 24 passes, only completed 14 passes. Luther Burden had 90 yards, 42 on that one touchdown. So not a gigantic game, but a good game. Nothing from the tight ends. I'd like to see a little bit more than that. I know there was the one throw to the end zone for Norfleet that was pretty well placed away from the defender, but just a little too tall. So I guess, looking, but still got to make it happen at some point. It's odd that Brady Cook had less than 200 yards passing for the game. And keeping in mind that Carolina has given up 450 yards of offense per game in SEC play, Missouri had 418, 419, one of those yards of offense. So statistically, a good performance by the Carolina defense, oddly enough. Of course, in reality, not so much. Just one of those quirks. Yeah, the second half, what do you say? It came out flat and then just turned into let's get out of here. Cody Schrader, just awesome. 159 yards, I think 3 touchdowns. And it was not all in that kill the clock kind of mode. He had 100 yards at halftime. They've been kind of a developing narrative of Cody Schrader just kind of not being that effective at halftime. Everybody's wondering, why is this guy still our best option and all this, that, and the other? And then late, he busts an important run. Well, that narrative got shut down on Saturday in a big way. And yeah, Schrader is back among, I didn't take a look at it, but he's right there for the league lead rushing, which is insane. The credit of Missouri's defense, as I said, did not give up a touchdown. Carolina had less than 300 yards of total offense. At halftime, I think it was, they had negative yards rushing. And between plays of negative yardage, sacks, tackle for loss, all that, on those type plays, Carolina lost more than 100 yards. That's incredible. 6 sacks. It was 8 tackles for loss. That one's off the top of my head, but 6 sacks. Yeah, South Carolina doesn't have an offensive line. And Missouri said, all right, we're bringing pressure. Stop us. And Gamecocks couldn't. Simple as that. Spencer Rattler running for his life. And, between the offensive line being so injured and depleted, and his receiving core getting that way, with Juice Wells out and Xavier Legette getting hurt, not returning to the game. He didn't have anyone to throw to. The receiver Knox was a nice third option, but he was forced into being the primary guy. So, yeah, Spencer Rattler just didn't have any weapons to work with. It was a dominant performance all the way around. Looking ahead, Missouri, as they continue SEC play, you wonder what the ceiling is here. South Carolina and Kentucky, the last 2 games, last 7 quarters, absolute domination against 2 teams that were supposed to be kind of peer programs. Looking at back in August before the season, I think people were cautiously optimistic about winning this game, but the Kentucky game was like one of the hardest games on the schedule, so we thought. And here we are with 2 really dominant wins. And after a bye week, Mizzou may well end up being in the top 15. Going to Georgia. The AP coaches poll, they're number 16 in both. College football playoff going to have their first ranking right before the Georgia game, and we'll see where they rank Missouri. You might have yourself, a top 15 program going to opportunity against number 1. And that, we'll talk about that. But what an opportunity it is if Missouri were to pull off the upset of the season. That's really it, guys. Yeah, the 7-1, and regardless of how unlikely you think it might be, it's all in front of Missouri. It really is. Exciting times for the football program. Well, we'll have you covered with more going on with Mizzou football, basketball, everything going on in St. Louis World of Sports. STL City playoffs about to kick off here. We'll have you covered. Everything going on in the world of St. Louis sports. Thank you for watching.